the moment on the car, this pipe is 2¼ inch, which even some of the mildly tuned boosters are running 2½. And when we come around here, this section where it goes into the 2 cans, this drops here down to 2 inch, which is, I'm pretty certain is what's causing a restriction, because at Snetterton the other day I was getting to about 120, 123, but some of the other boosters with big engines but no turbo are hitting about 130. I'll be the first to admit, possibly part of that's my driving, but when they were doing that, even after being stuck behind a slow car going around the corners, I think it's just the exhaust is just not big enough. I've also got the wastegate going in here. I'm not sure what I'm going to do about that yet, whether to have a screamer pipe, have that as a separate pipe with a little silencer on just to try and take the worst out of it, or plumb it into the main bit. I kind of jury's out a bit on that. I'm going to make the first bit up and then kind of see where we are, maybe even take it out for a test run with it as a screamer pipe and see how extreme it is. This is another reason for needing a new exhaust. Underneath here, this is how they made it for me. You've got a bracket on there and it's literally ripping itself out. So it looks like Posty's brought some goodies along for the exhaust project. Let's get these open. So hopefully it's 3 inch, so hopefully I can make some nice long curves out of this, or connect them to make a nice long curve to make sure we got really good gas flow out of the engine and no restrictions. I've got a box of parts here. This is the 3 inch or 76 mil, I think it is, diameter. You notice there's no end can there, so the plan for today is to get this welded up and connected to the car, and then see how long a space I've got for an end can. Because of all the noise things, I need to get the can as long as possible. First thing I've got to do is a quick little drive around my mate Brian's from the Oak Swamp channel, because he's got a chop saw, which means I can do nice clean cuts of the new exhaust. It's one of the things with this TIG welding, I found it's very important that the two pieces butt up really neatly together, because with the metal being quite thin, any gaps are quite likely to become holes rather than welds. So off we go. So just popping around Brian's, who does the Oak Swamp channel. He's a really helpful guy. I met him during the lockdown thing. I was drug running, delivering medicines for a local pharmacy, and sometimes when I was delivering down this road, I'd notice this quite strange Land Rover based rat rod tow truck thing slowly taking shape. And one day I was lucky enough to bump into the guy called Brian who's building this thing. Turns out he's really helpful, really nice bloke. He's already got his entourage there. Look. Oh dear, he's in his pyjamas. He did say it'd been a late night. I know there's interesting stuff going on when there's a tarpaulin outside a garage, and you can just see some rear slick tyres sticking out of it. One chop saw borrowed. This one comes complete with a transformer because it runs off 110. Hopefully it's fairly straightforward to use. Put the bit of tube in here and cut down. The whole idea with this is obviously it should make nice straight cuts so I can butt the bits together. But before we even think about that, we've got to get all this exhaust off of here. Alright, so let's get busy. Take it off in fairly big chunks, really. If you ever buy this exhaust stuff, buy the wider than this 2-inch 50mm 25mm stuff, 50mm stuff, 50mm. This stuff's too narrow. It's another reason I'm having to do this exhaust. Even without the increase in size, it needed it anyway. So that's all exhaust gum there. Because they put, people that made this exhaust put the bracket on there and welded it to the outer skin. But this is really thin. I don't know if you can see there, it's literally tearing itself apart. Which is pretty bloody useless, really. The bit of exhaust that I've made is welded up now and attached, and I've measured sort of from here to an imaginary point in space. It's been 22 inches, so I've ordered up the end can, and that's going to be a few days before that arrives, so I'll do the next part of the video then. But in the meantime, it'd be rude not to start the car up with an open exhaust on and that. It's just to see what happens. Yeah, I don't think that's going to get through the noise test at well, any track in the world, maybe, other than Santa Pod. Don't we definitely need a bit of it cans on there.